Well, hello there, humans of his earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushkin. Today's video is about the Famas. This is the 5.56 AR that doesn't know what the hell it is and consequently seems to excel at very, very little in game. I'm going to break it down for you over the course of this video, and I'm going to give you the numbers and the reasons why. But if you trust me at all and you've been playing this game for a while and you feel like I do the due diligence and have all the information, take it from me that this gun does not work right now in the game in its current state. It is not worth running above and beyond all the other 5.56 ARs and 7.62 ARs, and even, for that matter, the SMGs, which it really seems to be aimed at replacing. There's a lot of reasons for this. It's jack of few trades, master of none. Like, I hate the iron sights on it. I think the iron sights are terrible. I think they're the worst iron sights. They're like a Scarrell's iron sights on roids or Viagra because it's so tall and nasty. It's got some real issues. One of the things we're going to talk a lot about is the recoil pattern. What it's built for is CQC fights. It's built for CQC fights where you're strafing and hip firing. What it does poorly is ADS, long range ADS. Okay, you can see like that's an awful lot of shots left and right of a target that is ADS'd in on at 38 meters, like 38 meters. It competes with the Honey Badger for this studio space, by the way. And the Honey Badger is a pseudo SMG. Okay, this is what you need to know about SMGs. They fire very fast, generally. They have lower damage, generally, but they have excellent recoil. And one of the things that they give up for all this is bullet speed. Now, bullet speed is the one single thing that this gun has going for Famas, because in terms of recoil, it's horrific. In terms of damage, it's very low. It's your lowest damage AR. Like 40, the Honey Badger does it with a good alpha damage of 42.9. The Famas has this terrible alpha damage of 37.9, and it uses a very fast rate of fire to make up for that. But when your rate of fire is that fast and your damage is that low, you have to hit a lot of shots to be theoretically worthwhile using. Let's look at the Vector, for instance. The Vector has mid-range damage, low 30s, but it has a very fast rate of fire and very little recoil. So it can hit the shots that it needs to hit. The MP5K is the same. Uzi is the same. Well, the Famas is like that, but as an AR, only it doesn't hit those shots. So your good theoretical time to kill into a level 2 vest of 0.264 gets all blown out the window because you're not actually hitting those shots. You're missing a lot of shots. And your bullet speed, which would help you an awful lot if you were using it in hip fire at, say, 30 or 40 meters, doesn't really count for much because there's no versatility to it. You can't use that bullet speed to be really successful as a sniper rifle at range with a 4X or something because you've got such a massive amount of recoil on it. What you end up doing is just losing a lot of gunfights to guns that really don't feel that strong because you miss a lot more shots and you've got an ADS. And when you're ADSing in close quarters with high mobility players, you're going nowhere. And it's spraying with this thing, even when you're crouched with a 3X, look at it. It's bad. It's very, very bad. So let's have a quick look at the recoil numbers and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, the two most important bars here are the first two bars. Now, these have all been graphed out and done in painstaking detail in Photoshop using measurement tools. But the left bar here, the first light blue bar, is your horizontal recoil. The red bar is your vertical recoil. The Famas's horizontal recoil is the worst of any AR in the game. It's worse than the M762 by 25%. It's so much worse than the AUG and the M416 and everything else, to the point where it's nigh on unusable. And its horizontal recoil is the most important part of it. We all know that vertical recoil is very easy to control. You pull down. Horizontal recoil is everywhere, left, right, and you can't really account for that. And it's for this reason that you really struggle when you're using this gun in CQC. If you can't control the recoil and its hip fire is not that strong and its damage is not that high, Well, why would you use it over, say, a honey badger or a M416 or a Scar-L or a UMP even more, or an Uzi, or any of these weapons are just so much better than the Famas. Its theoretical idea is amazing and its practical application is horrific. It's like, look at the Bison. The Bison has more damage, slightly less rate of fire, but the time to kill on the Bison is so consistent because there's bugger all recoil. And it really doesn't suffer the same way as the Famas or any of these guns. Like, it's a genuine SMG that can also double as a primary. Look, this thing just goes everywhere. It's so messy. It's so ineffective. Look, Livic, fine. I used to love it as a bit of an underrated gun that had a really good time to kill, but everything since then has just been boosted. It's just been boosted and boosted and boosted. Your AKM shots, your Scar-Ls, everything's been pumped up until it's become just hyper effective. And that's not the case with this gun. Everything else has gone up and it's stayed exactly where it was meant to be, at the bottom of the pile. And while you can manufacture some great moments with this, there is no way in the world that I would choose this gun over any other AR in the game. And the Honey Badger is a lovely gun that has a great place in the meta, but the Famas is a gun that has very little place in the meta and is very little in terms of redeeming features. I gotta say, out of 5 years of playing this game, I've never had any real issues running weapons to get footage. This is the first time that I've ever felt like, oh, I just don't want to pick this gun up. I don't want to play it. It's just no fun. Stay away from the Famas. It sucks. It's not to be used in anger. I'm Bushka. Look after yourself. Stay safe on the battlefield. And as always, bye for now.